Welcome everybody to another edition of Daydream Legend. Sorry I'm late this week. If you can hear in my voice, I had a little cold beginning of the week, so my voice may crack like that occasionally. And I have see this red thing under my eye. If you're listening in audio, you can't see, but if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you can see video. I have this skin tag under my eye, and apparently, I woke up with it very swollen one day. So apparently, maybe in my sleep, I was trying to rip it off my face. I don't know, but I'm gonna try and tilt my head this way to not disgust you with it. But I think I gotta go see a dermatologist about that, get that cut off, so this doesn't happen again. Yeah, so sorry I'm not getting this out until Friday, but I just wasn't feeling well, and I've been laying in bed. And I was out of the house for the first time last night doing a show, which I'll talk about later, because it was good, but something did annoy me about the show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Also subscribe to the audio podcast. You guys all know that. You've been listening to podcasts for years. You know what people need to do. So if you want to subscribe. If not, what are you going to do? But last week I did the Mugshawties and clipped that out, put that on social media, and it went the best on TikTok. TikTok loved it. It's so funny. You have people like, dude, this is great. You should do Mugshawty of the week. And then other people are like, dude, I always like the two cool people for the internet. Like, dude, I already discovered that like 2 years ago. Well, I discovered it a week ago. So you're better than me. What can I say? I love people that have to point out how they knew. Like, did you ever just like, I have a friend that does that too. Like, no matter what you tell him, any news you give him, like, yeah, heard it. Yeah, I already know that. I don't understand the mentality to doing that. Like, if somebody sends me news that I already know, like say I already heard that Aaron Judge signed with the Yankees, and a buddy of mine goes, dude, Aaron Judge signed with the Yankees, I'd be like, that's awesome. I don't have to be like, yeah, heard it. Saw it. Sorry. I'm before you. I get things before you do. I just don't understand that mentality, but some people are like that. So that's like what those people were like on TikTok. They're like, yeah, I've been on this website for years. Where you been? So sorry. I'm hoping this year I'll get to be as cool as you. But you probably don't listen to my podcast if you didn't like my 1 minute clip on TikTok. Anyway, we're moving on. I want to start off with Mugshawty of the week because I did have fun with that last week. I had an idea I'm going to do it two ways. First way, long-time caller, long-time listener, through 15, 16 episodes, but he's been with us the whole time. Kyle sent me 2 photos from Mugshawties on Instagram. And he said, had a thought for Shorties of the week. I'll send you these pictures. Look at them. And then he's going to send me, he sent me in another message that I haven't read yet what they did. So I'm going to pop them up right now. These are 2 mugshots. First off, I don't think these 2 are that bad. Because like my theory was the better looking the girl, the worse the crime, or the weirder color the hair, the worse the crime. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do this the whole podcast, so I won't be able to edit it all out. So top girl, first girl is those eyebrows. I mean, I think they both have drawn on eyebrows, which is crazy to begin with. And the one girl has a nice smile, but her eyelashes are out of control. So I don't think they did anything too bad. Okay, I think the girl on top is worse than the girl on bottom just because she has a smile. We'll see if this is true. She's smiling. She's kind of crazy. I would say possibly burned her boyfriend's house down or something like that. And the other girl with the boob with the heart around it, I'm just going to say like some sort of public intoxication. So we'll see which Mugshawty of these was worse. We're going to go over to the messages. And we're going to find Kyle's last message. And okay, girl, good smile. Oh my God. See, I was wrong. See, I didn't think she was that good looking, but she was held for murder. Held a man hostage for ransom, but it ultimately went wrong and the man was shot dead. Wow. Wow. All right, so I think, if we're judging both of these, she is hotter than the other one, so she did do the worst crime. So the theory does stay intact. The other girl, drug trafficking and narcos affiliation in Mexico. There was a slight nip slip on the mugshot that I had to cover. So drug trafficking, okay, so the theory does stand. Two mediocre girls, but one's better looking than the other. You could tell by the smile. Murderer. Here's another one he sent me, not from Mugshawty's, but Las Vegas woman allegedly stole Rolex and hid it in her genitals. I don't even want to read that story, to be honest with you. I mean, no. Okay, Mugshawty's. So I'm gonna go these are the girls that I haven't seen since last week. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 12 because I took so long to do this podcast. So we're going to go 6 at a time. So we're going to go these 6 right here. Let's see. We got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Based on look. Okay, the cutest one is 2. 1 and 2. 1 is cute for a sinister reason. She has very much like thriller horror movie vibes with that look. Like she's taking her mugshot and she's letting you know I ain't messing around. So 1 or 2 have the worst crimes, definitely. With an honorable mention for 5. Now 5 isn't cute, but I don't think that's her natural auburn hair. So she's going to go into the category of weird colored hair, bad crime. 4's got a neck tattoo. Could be cute without the neck tattoo. So, and 6, I don't think she did anything that bad. And 3, definitely not that bad. So let's see who's the worst. I'm going to say 2, 1. Okay, it's going to go in order of worst crime down to least. 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 3. Okay, so let's start with the least crime first. 6. What'd she do? Assault and theft of service. See? I knew it. I mean, assault you could, but I mean, theft of service, it just doesn't seem like that bad. But it may be the top one. And she's not terrible looking based on the zoom. Okay, so then I went to 3 for the other one. Theft of $100,000 in value, residential burglary, grand larceny, administering drugs to aid in commission of a felony. Sounds kind of bad. A lot of stealing. So she did administer drugs to aid in a felony. I guess that's passing somebody out, I guess, which is kind of sinister, but still not terrible. We're going to go, okay, so in 6, 3, so we're going to go 5. Possession of marijuana. See, it tripped me up because the colored hair, so it's not that bad, but that could be her, on further inspection, that could be her natural color that she didn't do that. Okay, so then I went to 4. Theft and warrant for speeding. See, I said not that pretty, without the neck tattoo, kinda. Not that bad of a crime. We're getting to the home stretch here. These are the top 2. So I think 1 was the least dangerous of these 2. Because she's the least pretty of the 2. Operating a vehicle while intoxicated. See? And disorderly conduct. My theory is gone. My theory is gone. Unbelievable. So who's the worst one? We had assault, marijuana possession, theft and a warrant for speeding, grand larceny, but with that drugging thing, disorderly conduct. It totally went against my plan. The second to ugliest girl probably did the worst thing by administering drugs to aid in the commission of a felony. Oh, this is the girl that stole the Rolex and put it in her genitals. They didn't say that on Mugshawty. Thank God Kyle sent me this article. A Las Vegas woman found herself in a sticky situation with cops after she stole a super expensive watch and hid it in her genitals. They were called to the Aria Hotel Sunday in Las Vegas after a man claimed he was cuddling 33-year-old Sarah Richards, and she continually insisted he take his Rolex off while they lay together. She told the cops he put the watch under his pillow and continued to drink wine at Richards. So she made him drink wine, but he says when he noticed it missing, she went into a panic and left. He says he followed her all the way down to the lobby where he alerted security. According to reports, they couldn't find a Rolex, but eventually located it in her genitals. Well, how'd they do that? Oh, so back on Mugshawty's where it said administering drugs to aid in the commission of a felony, she gave him wine. That sounds so much worse than it is. So this guy met this girl. She gave him wine. She stole his Rolex. I mean, I think that guy was going to be drinking wine anyway. Not to let her. I don't think she should be charged with that. Stealing the Rolex, yes. Being charged with giving him wine, that's a little ludicrous. But though she didn't make the top, she's a creeper. Okay. So we're going to do the next 6, and we're going to see which one of those. For people that are listening on audio, you have to go to the video to even know this, or go to the last bunch of Mugshawties on Instagram, MUGSHAUTYS. So we're going to go hottest to least hot. Man, there's a few hotties in here. So 1 through 6. 1, 2. Okay. So, okay, this is my preference. Hot to not is number 1, number 5 are the 2 better looking ones. So they're the worst ones. Without the mascara tears, I'll go 6. Then we're going to go to number 4, then 3, then 2. Okay. So we're going to say 2 is at the bottom. Domestic battery committed in physical presence of a child less than 16 while knowing child is present and might be able to see or hear. So she is violent. So though 0 attractiveness, or above 0, but not quite, she's battering people. So she may throw my theory off. Next one. Sex trafficking. Former Minnesota College Republican chair at the University of Thomas charged for conspiracy to recruit and solicit 6 minors for prostitution alongside Republican GOP strategist and donor Anton Lazaro. Sex trafficking. Okay, that's pretty. It's pretty bad, but it's not violent. And I said based on looks, violent. So she's one of the least better looking ones. So far, theory intact. That last one may get me. Okay, then we're going to number 4. DUI. See? Yeah. I don't think she's that great. That weird dye in the front. I mean, what is that? Okay, now we're going Blondie with the crying mascara. DUI, and DUI causing property damage. See, not that bad, but hotter than the other. So it's still intact. This one just had a DUI, and then she has DUI with property damage. So she is worse. So the theory's still kind of intact. Now we're to the top 2. So I forgot which one I said earlier was hotter. They're both good to me, but we're going to go with number 5, theft. Yeah. she's hurting my theory. But I'm telling you, if number one, who I think is the better looking one based on those lips and those eyes, I will ignore the drawn on eyebrows. She must have done something bad. And let's see if my theory stays intact. Battery, family violence. Okay. Of this group, the top and the least both had battery. So my theory does stay intact because the hottest one was the worst one, but it kind of fell apart a little bit. Though, you know, out of the two DUIs, the better looking one had the worst outcome. So, Mugshawty of the week is right here for battery and family violence.
What's wrong with you?
Here's a story that I wanted to read on the podcast. I didn't read it yet because the headline just, got me interested. And I wanted a genuine response. 90 Day Fiancé star Stephanie Matto selling farts again after health scare. She's back and having a rootin' tootin' time. I hate when they start articles like that. Reality TV star Stephanie Matto, who earlier this year was forced to shelve her lucrative farts in a jar enterprise due to health scares, back in business. Earlier this week, the 90 Day Fiancé alum posted a video on social media of herself and fellow reality star Tanya Medoro. The duo, clad in Christmas outfits, while holding jars that presumably held their pungent output, danced provocatively in front of a festooned Christmas tree. When people think my selling $1,000 fart jar days are over, When people think my selling $1,000 fart jar days are over, but I've come back with new blended batch. She wrote over the video while the song Reduce Your Expectations to Zero played in the background. Listen, I'm all for weird stuff. I mean, we all want something new, something different, but farts in a jar, I mean. Oh, so she upped it from farts in a jar to fart-filled Christmas ornaments just in time for the holidays. She spelled it Chris with the ASS, you know. Mm-hmm. The perfect gift for your weird uncle. Could you imagine giving your uncle a fart in a Christmas ball? First off, how do you even, like, who smells Christmas balls? Like, who opens them up? Like, In January, she had revealed she was suspending her fart in a jar due to gas pains so severe she thought she was having a heart attack. She was rushed to the hospital with chest pains and underwent a battery of tests, including blood work and EKG. Doctors confirmed that her steady diet of eating too many eggs and beans was the cause. I thought I was having a stroke, and these were my final moments. I was overdoing it. So she ate eggs and beans to fart in jars to sell to men on the internet for thousands of dollars, and now she's farting into Christmas balls. She's a self-proclaimed fartrepreneur. She was squeezing out up to 50 jars worth of farts a week to keep up with demand. Had even added protein shakes to her diet to make them more smelly. I remember within one day, I had about 3 protein shakes and a huge bowl of black bean soup. She was making an astonishing $50,000 a week. Now, when I started this article, I was like really judgmental. And now I'm wondering, is there a market for me? Are there weird people out there? See, she's very pretty, so, you know, I could see why people just want her jar, even without her farts. I mean, I'll be honest. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on one, but I'd be like, if you got me that for Christmas, I'd probably, though a gag gift, I wouldn't re-gift it, is what I'm saying. So, yes, gross. I started off judgmental, but then, you know. Tell you one thing, it's making me want to watch 90 Day Fiancé for the first time. Heard about it. I may have to check it out now. Wonder if she's gassy on that.
Entertainment.
I really didn't get any messages this week, probably because of the holidays or you're sick of sending me messages. But if you want to send a voicemail, 973-908-8477. You can also send a text message like Kyle did this week. You can send pictures through that like he did and some text. Send me any weird stories. Ask me any weird questions, my thoughts on anything you want. This is a very lackadaisical, fun, goofy podcast. We're not serious here. We're just trying to have a little fun for about a half hour plus. So that's that. I want to talk a little bit about my gig I had this week at The Goat. It's called The Goat by David Burke. It's like a very fancy restaurant down in Union Beach, New Jersey. People have been telling me about this place, that the food is great. The guy's got restaurants all over. When I got booked, David Burke, the chef, started following me and was sharing the promo for the show. The restaurant was sharing the promo. I'm like, wow, they're into me. This is great. I can't wait to eat this guy's food because I've heard so many good things about it. And, I perform at a place called Paisanos. They do a comedy night and they have the best food. They feed me. That's the key to the story. My pet peeve is that this famous chef had me at his restaurant for a sold out show. So they made boatloads of money and offered me no food. Nothing. I said, do you guys feed the comics? They go, no. No? You want me to pay full price? I'm the talent you hired here. I'm the type of guy, I don't go for like the most expensive dish. They even had some like wood fired pizza there. I was just taking a pizza. That's how cheap they are, man. And that really pissed me off because like you're a very wealthy person. You had a full restaurant. Listen, if you said, hey, tickets didn't sell. Listen, I'm not saying my name sold those tickets for that show. I'm sure his food sold the tickets for that show. I'm very aware that if whatever comic was there that night, it was going to be sold out. My point is it was sold out. So you did make money. So you could have given me and the other comic at least offered us some kind of food. I mean, even the worst comedy clubs have a comics menu, which is usually their cheapest food. Nothing. I had to like beg them for some water. And I don't like to talk shit about people, but I mean, you got to treat people better now. I'm just hoping that comics coming forward to perform there at least get something, anything. I didn't even get to meet the chef. He walked right past me. Dude has been sharing my promo for weeks. He walked. He's like, and like walked past in his little chef shirt. Wasn't dirty, so I don't know where he was chefing. I guess those real, he was just overseeing the actual chefs. I mean, I'm sure he is a chef and created all these dishes, but he wasn't dirty enough to be chefing, just walking around in his little jacket. Anyway, I'm sure the food there is good, so you should try it for yourself. But if you want to support comics, don't, because they didn't feed us, and it kind of pissed me off. The show was actually good. You never know what you're going to get when you're in a restaurant, so it was like a conglomerate of like bad things that could make the gig go bad. Big round tables, so people's backs were to us. No lane for anyone to walk. So to get to the bathroom or for the waiters to get to the bar to do anything to help anybody, had to walk in the staging area. Also no stage on the floor. So just waiters going back and forth. In my opener, Troy Moore, they wanted to start a show at a certain time and they were behind serving. So while he's on stage, trays of creme brulee and pecan pie are going across the staging area to people's table. And it's very hard to compete with dessert, which I tell people all the time, can we wait till the dessert's done? But no, they just want to do it their way. And Troy killed it despite all that distraction. And it wound up being a good show. I'd say less than a third of the people didn't like me and Troy. Like they were just, I don't understand people that come out to comedy shows. And I'm not talking people like people just had like pusses on. There was like a few people that had pusses on their face from the moment of hello. Like from that moment, you can tell. One lady refused to turn around. She just was staring away from the stage. I'm like, and I kept saying, why don't you turn around? She goes, they sat me like this. Do you know you can physically move? Do you know your chair actually moves around? So her family was telling me she was laughing, but not looking this way. I saw her shoulders going up and it was just a weird group of people. the majority were amazing. So if anyone that was at the GOAT happens to check out my podcast based on the show last night, I want to thank you for coming out, and I hope you continue watching the podcast, and you guys remember some of those weird people I was pointing out. I'm not even that edgy of a comic. I mean, I'll say some things, but what's the old adage? If a third of the room doesn't like you, you're probably doing good material. Because if you're pleasing everybody, it could be hacky. Like, it could be too mainstream, too like low hanging fruit. So if you have a nice balance of, like, this one black woman loved me in the back. She came up after me, told me it was one of her favorite. I mean, she was dying laughing. And I got to tell you, making a black woman laugh is the highest form of comedy, because they don't give it. They don't. I've been doing this long enough. You got to be funny. So she made my night, and I was basing my energy off of her and her table. They were great. And she came up and took a picture with me. It was very flattering. So and she said I was cute. So unfortunately I'm married, but I will take compliments all the time, all day. But anyway, it was a good show. It was for this company, Bust the Gut Comedy, run by this guy, Gene Taralico. He puts on good shows. So if you're looking to book a fundraiser, a comedy night, and you're in New Jersey, obviously, go to Bust the Gut Comedy and book your next event and ask for me, and maybe he'll book me.
All good things must come to an end.
Well, that's it, everybody. I'm keeping this short as usual. I hope we had fun today. I just wanted to wrap it up and get one out before Christmas. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a lot of good food, a lot of fun with your family. Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year. I love the lights. I love the tree. I love everything about it. I watched the Christmas Story. It's like they made a sequel to A Christmas Story, but this one was like the real one with the real kids grown up in it. I think it was on HBO Max. Go check that out if you have a chance. It was very good. I just love everything about this holiday season. I can't believe it's going to be over in 2 days. So, yeah. So I wish you a, happy, healthy Christmas. I'm going to get you out another podcast before the new year to wrap up the new year. And, again, if you ever want to call in, 973-908-8477. Please subscribe at youtube.com/Joe Fernandes. Go to joefernandes.net to see where I'm playing next. New Year's Eve, I will be headlining the Rhino Theater in Suffern, New York. I was there last week for the first time performing since their new venue opened, and the new venue is amazing. You have to come out to that if you can. It's a very cheap ticket. Go to joefernandes.net for the link. You're going to get, for New Year's, it's a cheap ticket. It includes champagne and desserts, and we have a comedy show with a bunch of comics. We're doing more like a showcase format, and it's going to be the best. So thanks for checking out, everybody, and I'll see you guys next week.